it's The Rock here with my broadcast colleague and tag team partner in broadcasting.
It is Eric Cornish with WKDQ. Everybody's suffering with snow and vocal issues.
Yeah, I'm just getting over one. You're in the thick of one, and I'm sorry, man. I know it sucks.
No kidding, man. But hey, I've got vacation next week, so you're flying solo unless you find a new tag team partner.
No, I'll probably be flying solo, I think. I think that'd be disrespectful to have a different tag team partner while you're gone. But I will definitely review the Fastlane show. I'll have watched that, and hopefully by Thursday I'll be able to find something to talk about as well. I had a few things I want to talk to you about before we get to our predictions.
Yes, and first of all, I've got something that is interesting. It's on my mind. And Samoa Joe, as you may have heard, after 10 years with TNA, has left the company. He let his contract expire, and now he's a free agent. Now, I would say 3 years ago, I would have said absolutely no way he would ever end up in WWE. I'm not so sure that is still the case with Samoa Joe.
Is that changes in Samoa Joe or changes in WWE? I think
changes in WWE.
Me too. Yeah. I'm still going to put this one in the unlikely category. I can't see Joe going through the normal filtration system, NXT to the main roster. I think he thinks he's too good for NXT, and I think WWE thinks he's not good enough for the main roster. So I see this one having fundamental problems.
Well, and again, that's exactly the reason why I think it's possible, because as we talked about last week, NXT is a whole different animal now. NXT standing alone has a huge fan base, and they have a lot of these guys that have run the same route as Samoa Joe. Mm-hmm. And the only problem I see is Samoa Joe maybe too much like a Kevin Owens, but I don't know. I could see him mixing up with those guys, and I could see it almost being something, as a badge of honor to go to NXT now, because, as the stories came out this week, a lot of the main roster people are saying,
right,
I should have stayed in TNA or in NXT. So.
Joe's the guy who I never totally got, and I'm very familiar with him. I was watching during his prime. I was watching TNA, and doesn't do it for me. And I know a lot of people are going to hate me for saying that, but he's just not my guy. I have no desire to see him on Raw. And maybe a short-term excitement when he's brand new, but when he gets lost in the shuffle and becomes kind of what I'll call just a typical Samoan on Raw, I'm not looking forward to that.
I will say this, and again, I know it's kind of been quiet, but you still got Jeff Jarrett out there trying to put something together behind the scenes. I don't know what it's going to be, but there's a lot of really good free agents out there right now that you could build a company around. I'm just saying that if you get the right TV deal, you could have something going on with guys like CM Punk and Colt Cabana and Samoa Joe, who all are close, to be your hub. I don't know.
I think Joe might be a better fit with Global Force than with Raw, personally. But time will tell. Let me ask you one thing, too, that we haven't talked about yet, and I've been meaning to ask you about it every time we film one of these. Seth Rollins suffered a hack and nude photos leaked. Is this something that is going to have a negative impact on his career?
I hope not. I hope not.
I hope not, too.
I think it's been kept very quiet, and it seemed to have passed. But, it came out real quick, and then it was done.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job of, keeping that, it was a short-lived thing.
Yeah.
It hasn't really, been, chanted at Raw. There hasn't been signs about it for the most part. So I hope it doesn't. It won't affect his career positively, and it was a very bad time for that to happen.
Right.
Here's the hoping, though, that he's still able to achieve as much success as
because, right now, he could be, like the future. He's everything that they're saying he is right now. Mm-hmm. Babyface or heel.
Did you see him? Tell the truth.
Makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Nothing to be too proud about. Yeah,
that's all right.
He might be missing the Money in the Bank, but that might be about it if you ask me. Now let's get to the pay-per-view. Here are my thoughts. I saw someone on Facebook posting that they thought the show looks awful, and I don't agree with that. No. I don't think the show looks bad. I think they have a lot to accomplish before WrestleMania, and a lot of it seems to fall into this show here, and I'm going to be honest with you, I don't have a whole lot of confidence in this. My predictions, that is.
I don't have a lot of confidence in mine either. And here's the thing: the February pay-per-view is such an odd pay-per-view. It's so weird because you have Royal Rumble going in kind of sets the stage for your WrestleMania. And then you got WrestleMania. And then in between here, you just have... You
have this.
You have this. I'm so glad they took away the Elimination Chamber format, because that, to have a huge match like that then lead into WrestleMania, I don't think it's good. So I'm glad they got rid of that. But I'm actually okay with this the more I look at it, because there's a lot of stars, big stars, that aren't on this card, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, if you're going into WrestleMania and everybody's spot is kind of set, you don't necessarily need to have everybody on this card.
No, you don't. We got a little bit of cleaning up we have to do before the show, because a lot of people don't know where it's going. I think sometimes even including the writers. I think that plans have changed big time over the past several weeks since WrestleMania, or since Royal Rumble, because obviously Roman Reigns' impact has not been as big as they'd like it to be. You want to start at the top here?
Let's do it.
Start about the Usos versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd.
All right. Well, I'm looking at this going, I think it would make the most sense for the Usos to go into WrestleMania as the champs.
I think so, too. I don't think this is the time to put the title on Kidd and Cesaro. It might happen at Mania. I think they're actually getting a good traction. They're actually getting good traction. I think they could be a viable team in the future, but it will not be this weekend.
I think these guys will be a huge team. I think that they'll be a big part of the tag team division, but a little early to go ahead and switch that over now. We'll keep them on the Usos.
I had a tough time with the Intercontinental title match.
Me too.
I feel like by the end of WrestleMania, Dean will have the Intercontinental Championship. I just don't know if it's going to be this weekend. Your thoughts?
I will put the Intercontinental Championship on Dean Ambrose at this pay-per-view.
That's what I choose too. The reason I feel that way is because the focus has been on the title with this feud. It hasn't, even though it's gotten very personal, Dean makes it clear he wants the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
And I think that he will actually get that this Sunday.
I think he will as well. You don't see a lot of rematches at WrestleMania, so I don't know. Unfortunately, I'm not sure where this leads, because you could end up with Dean Ambrose, and Bad News Bear, for that matter, both in a, Andre the Giant Battle Royal or whatever.
If it was any other show but WrestleMania, I would think that Dean was going to wait and get it at the next pay-per-view, but no, I feel like they might hotshot it onto him this time.
I think so.
What else do we have here? Paige and Nikki Bella for the women's title, the Divas Championship.
I'm going to leave that one on Nikki Bella for the moment.
Me too.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, so far we've agreed on everything here. We've got 2 more matches. It's going to be only 5 matches, though, with the Sting and Triple H thing should be fun. Let's talk about Cena Rusev.
Wow, that one's tough, because everybody thought that this would be the match at WrestleMania. And again, we talk about rematches don't really happen a lot at WrestleMania. So my question is, where do you go from here with these two? Do they stay together in some other form or fashion for WrestleMania? Do you add more people to the mix? What happens? And the fact is, it's for the United States Championship, a title that John Cena hasn't held in 10 years. Is it that time for Cena already that, he's going to be fighting for mid-card titles? I don't know. But there is no way John Cena walks out of here with the U.S. Championship. That being said, I don't know how the match ends, but I'm going to pick Rusev still staying undefeated somehow in this match.
Rusev will not be pinned or submitted on Sunday. I think it's going to be a messy ending that's going to leave people wanting more. I don't see Cena leaving with the title. If he wins, it's going to be by disqualification, but it's not going to be a clean match with a clean ending. I do see them still together at WrestleMania.
There's definitely more pieces that you could add to this puzzle. You've got the history with The Rock and Rusev for WrestleMania.
You also have what I feel are the 3 scorned employees. You've got Ziggler, you've got Eric Rowan, you've got Ryback, any of whom could interfere in this match and turn heel.
Right. You've also got the legend who still says he wants to wrestle one more time, and now that he's back in the fold, I guess some kind of interaction with Rusev would be okay, and that is the immortal Hulk Hogan. Now, I'm not saying that I agree with this, but Travis, my intern, did bring this up, that you could have a John Cena teaming with Hulk Hogan against Rusev and a Russian. Whether it's like a Nikolai Volkov, You know,
oh my God,
for that, or you know, I've heard rumors that that Ivan Koloff may be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. That could be it. I don't know that I agree with that match, but I would much rather see Hogan in that sort of match than to go one-on-one with a John Cena.
I would rather it just be messy this weekend and culminate at WrestleMania, personally. And then let's talk about the WrestleMania main event, because does anybody know where this is going? I don't even know that they know yet.
No, I don't. And the only reason I picked this is because I believe they like to stick to their guns as much as possible. I'm picking Roman Reigns. And I think that if Roman Reigns wins and then gets the endorsement of Daniel Bryan, the fans will be a little less harsh. But they've really played up Roman Reigns to where he's got that heelish edge now, and he could turn if he needed to. So I don't know, but there's more heat to this match. I'm very excited about it.
If I was forced to pick a winner, and they said got to pick one or the other, I would say it's Roman Reigns. However, the word I have written down is schmaz. I have it as just a mess, where they both go on to WrestleMania in some sort of triple threat, fatal four-way, whatever it winds up being. I see a multi-person WrestleMania main event. So I'm saying it's just going to be a mess where they either both win. I don't know if both have their shoulders down. I don't know if it's double submission or just too many interferences or what's going to happen. But I see them both headlining WrestleMania with Brock Lesnar.
All right.
So there you go. As we wrap this one up, those are our predictions. We'd love to hear yours. Email us. Make sure you subscribe to our videos and get them before everybody else does. For myself, The Rob from 106.1 KISS FM.
And Eric Cornish from WKDQ. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you in a couple weeks.